The following is a video log recorded by D-1589 documenting an encounter with an SCP. D-1589 began his association with the Foundation as a standard D-Class personnel. During an encounter with SCP, D-1589 was slain. It did not take. D-1589's wounds regenerated and he experienced anomalous hair growth on 99% of his body. This was accompanied by greatly enhanced strength, endurance, speed, toughness, and regeneration. Due to his limited cognitive abilities, he scored at the bottom 10% on the Stanford-Binet intelligence scale, and the benefits of having a nearly immortal D-Class to participate in experiments, it was decided D-1589 would retain his D-Class designation in order to learn new information about various SCPs. This week's experiment involves a Euclid-class SCP-666. SCP-666 is a medium-sized Tibetan yurt made of tied wooden branches and covered in yak leather. The interior ceiling is 2.44 meters high and the base of the yurt is 9.14 meters. The hut is circular shaped. The interior of the yurt has a dirt floor and appears to be as crude as the outside to the majority of observers. The branches that make up the yurt frame are wrapped in rabbit fur and tied with yak leather thongs. Periodically, SCP-666 will change its location within the confinement area. This will occur only when not under direct observation, but remote viewing gives the impression of an entity inside the structure lifting it wholly and moving it to a new position. To date, it has not made any attempt to escape confinement. SCP-666 was discovered in 1973 by SCP operatives searching the mountain regions on reports of several missing persons having returned from the area giving similar explanations. Seeking shelter during harsh weather, the individual would happen upon SCP by seeming happenstance. Having gone out in similar conditions, the exploration team was also able to discover the yurt. Of the three operatives, two experienced no ill effects. The third entered a stupor, experiencing vivid hallucinations and muttering incoherently to himself. Upon retrieval of the team, the yurt was recovered and taken to nearby Site 73 for further investigation.
I must have done real good or something last time because I'm going on vacation again. This time to Tibet. Awesome. I love the beach. I guess they need me to do some work in this dumb hut or something, but that must be the price I have to pay. When you're as big a big shot as I am, you gotta do some work. Even on vacay. That's a cool hip way of saying vacation.
When an individual with no history of significant addictions enters SCP-666, the yurt remains dormant and seems to have no ill effects. Individuals who have a history of substance abuse, however, will experience a hallucinogenic effect when inside the structure. With D-1589's history of addiction to alcohol, pizza, Chinese food, drugs, balloon animals, My Little Pony collectibles, video games, sleeping, sock puppets, and gummy bears, among other things, it is assured he will fall into this category. It will be interesting to see which of his vices SCP-666 targets. I took balloon animals in the office pool.
So I get there and, what a dump! Where the hell is the ocean? Now I have been in many a yurt in my day. I'm actually kind of an expert on yurts. And this is the worst one ever. Most of them have this homey feeling, cozy and stuff. Not this one. It sucked. I turned around and leave when all of a sudden I was teleported to the happiest place on earth. Buffet City!
Buffet City is a Chinese buffet-style restaurant in D-1589's hometown of...
So I go in, and the waitress makes a comment about my weight. Why, yes, I have put on a few dozen pounds. Thanks for noticing. More room for the good stuff. I go up and get the same starting stuff I always do. Lo mein, General Tso's chicken, egg rolls, crab ragoon.
This list goes on for an additional 3 minutes and 17 seconds. To save time, I will cut down D-1589's food talk. Just be aware it is extremely extensive and surprisingly knowledgeable. This pattern continued for 3 additional trips to the buffet until the waitress became violent. The waitress is an instance of SCP-666-1. Previous experiments have shown SCP-666-1 will indulge the subject in their personal addiction, although at the start, it will have a passive-aggressive attitude. As time progresses, the subject is encouraged to indulge further while simultaneously being encouraged to stop. Should the subject show remorse or a strong desire to give up their addiction, SCP-666-1 will slowly adopt a more genuinely friendly tone and continue the temptation with discouragement hallucinations. Approximately 94% of subjects who have gone through this form of hallucination to their end have been diagnosed as having a near complete removal of psychological addictions, though former symptoms will persist through a natural withdrawal cycle.
Oh, and of course, beef and broccoli. I mean, I don't actually eat the broccoli, but it's cooked next to the beef, so that makes the beef more healthy, right? I mean, you gotta stay healthy. Meanwhile, the stupid waitress is keeping up with her smart butt comments. I don't appreciate that very much. Probably gonna take that out of her tip. You know, I'll give her like 20%. When you eat as much as me, you always tip well.
Please repeat what she said, D-1589.
First, she asked me if I was done yet. I said, "Ma'am, I have not yet begun to eat." Then she offered me a forklift to carry my plates back to the table. But when I said okay, she refused. Why offer if you're not going to provide that service? Then she told me if I keep eating like this, I'm going to get myself a heart attack. Joke's on her. I've had 17 heart attacks this week. I don't even notice them half the time anymore.
If the subject gives in to SCP-666-1's temptations, the entity becomes increasingly hostile. There is no set timetable nor degree of indulgence, but if left unchecked, SCP-666-1 will invariably begin assaulting the subject and forcing the subject's vice upon them to levels of extreme overdose.
I'm on my 5th or 6th plate by now, so still appetizers, you know, when the waitress comes over and starts yelling at me. Me! Calling me a pig! I'm like, no, I'm a wolf. Though we may appear in stories together often, we are not the same. I don't understand why everyone keeps making that mistake, though. She's like, oh, you want to eat so much? Let's save you some time. That's when the chair I'm sitting on grabbed me, like belts came out or something. I said, good one, Einstein Bagels. How am I supposed to get my food now? But the entire buffet line shifted over my table and tilts towards me. Sweet! The food starts running down this chute right into my mouth. I don't know why more buffets don't provide this service. It really saves time.
According to D-1589, this continued for hours as the contents of buffet table after table were force-fed to him.
The whole time this waitress jerk is talking smack to me, calling me a failure, a fatty, a weak-willed simpleton, whatever the hell that is, it's kind of making me homesick. She's getting madder and madder the more I eat. She's totally seething. I'm just getting started, baby. I wasn't called a bottomless pit in high school for nothing. A few tables later, though, I begin to get this weird feeling in my stomach. Like it's strange. I've never felt anything like this before. And I almost don't want to eat anything. Hey, Doc, you think I'm getting an ulcer?
That's called being full, D-1589.
I always thought that was just an urban legend. Anyways, it clears itself up when I burp and we're ready for round 2. Or at least I am, because the waitress is not a happy camper. Like I thought she was mad before. I think steam is coming out of her ears now. She starts wailing on me.
If the subject is not forcibly removed from SCP-666 during this period, they will die. Cause of death is typical of their addiction. Whereby an alcoholic will suffer extreme kidney or liver failure, a cocaine user will develop cardiac dysrhythmia. A subject addicted to video games or television will suffer extreme muscle atrophy and health issues associated with a sedentary lifestyle. It is theorized D-1589 will be immune to these effects due to his regenerative abilities.
She starts shoveling handfuls of food into my mouth. It kind of hurts, but she's feeding me, so I figure net win. Good thing I'm a fast chewer. Everything is going great until she gets to the salad table. I'm like, nope, and break out. Then I...
Hold up a second, D-1589. You broke out?
Yeah, I'm a freaking werewolf. You can't hold me.
Are you saying you could have escaped at any time?
Duh.
Why did you not attempt to leave previously?
Why would I? I was getting fed. But not vegetables. Unless they're part of the 4 food groups, fried, sauteed, deep fried, or smothered in butter. The last one is super healthy because it's also dairy. No vegetables for me. So I broke out and politely attempted to leave. That's when she tackled me and began smacking me. Now I never hit a lady, so I'm not going to fight back until she picks up a piece of raw broccoli. Hell no. All bets are off. I push her off and she flies into the wall. You know what? I'm glad I didn't leave a tip now.
At this time, SCP-666 shook noticeably, and D-1589 exited, crawling on his hands and knees. His face showed signs of contusions and broken bones, which quickly regenerated. It is unknown whether D-1589 broke out of the hallucination or if he was released. He sat staring for a short while before attempting to re-enter SCP-666.
What? I was still hungry. You know what they say about Chinese food? When you eat it, you get hungry again 5 minutes later.
Just do your final thought, D-1589.
Oh yeah. Kids, don't overeat. Cut. That way there'll be more food for me.
Thank you for your attention. If you have any comments or questions about the events of this encounter, please leave them below. Conversely, if you have an SCP experiment you would like to see D-1589 participate in, that can also be left below. Do not forget to employ the SCP Foundation's new like-dislike function on this log. And if you have not done so already, please consider subscribing to this content for easy access.